Hello everyone. This is Hemant Pandey. I am a senior lecturer, ME EHTC. Basically, I am from computer department, and I am going to take the subject basic electrical and electronics engineering. Okay, so this subject belongs to mechanical second year, that is third semester. So the first chapter is electric and magnetic circuit. Before starting with this chapter, let me tell you something about this subject. This subject consists of electrical and electronics, both subject. Okay, so the first three chapter are from electrical background, and the next three chapter are from electronics background. Okay, so let's start with the first chapter, electric and magnetic circuit. Okay, so as soon as we come to know what is electric, right, so the first term which came into our mind is current. Okay, so basically if someone asks you what is a current, so you can say that basically current is nothing but a flow of electrons. Okay, so let me explain you how it works. Suppose there is a one conductor, right? You know what is a conductor? Conductor is a material in which current can flow. Similarly, there is a non-conductor. It is a material in which current cannot flow. So suppose there is a one conductor, there is one wire, and that when that wire is connected to the battery, okay, so there are two terminal battery, one is positive and one is negative. So what happened before connecting it to the battery, the electrons in the wire are flow in the random direction. Okay, so and the what is the charge of the electron? The charge of the electron is negative. So when it is connected to a battery, the negative terminal of the battery will repel the electron, right, and hence the electron will start moving towards the positive terminal of battery, because the charge of the electron is negative and the battery has a two terminal, one positive also, so it will attract towards the positive, right. In this case what happened, it will start flowing through the wire. So this flow of electron is nothing but a current. Okay, so when as soon as we apply the battery, current electrons start flowing through the wire, and we can say that the current is flowing. So this is the explanation. If someone asks you what is a current, you have to say that current is defined as the flow of electrons inside the conducting material. Okay, unit is ampere. Remember, it is very important, and it is denoted by I. Next is a potential difference and EMF. Okay, so let us understand what is potential difference. In this diagram, I told you that there is a two terminal of a battery, one positive and one negative. So the terminal positive has some potential, right? Similarly, negative has some potential also. Suppose that positive terminal has a potential of 10 volt and negative terminal has a potential of 0 volt. So what is the difference? There is a difference of 10 volt, right? So this difference is nothing but a potential difference. So if someone asks you what is potential, you can simply say that the difference between the electric potential at any 2 point in the electric circuit is known as potential difference between those points. Okay, the unit is volt. Next is EMF, that is electromotive force. Okay, so nothing can move, okay, on its own, right? We have to apply some force so that that particle, so that that object should move, right? Similarly, in this diagram, electrons cannot start its motion from itself only, right? There is some force. So the force which moves the electron, right, which is responsible for the flow of electron, is nothing but electromotive force, right? So in simple, if someone asks what is EMF, it is simple. It is defined as a force that causes the electron to flow in a particular direction. Okay, what is the unit of EMF? Volt. Okay, so these are the two definitions. Next, go for power. Okay, so what is power? The simple basic definition of power is nothing but power is defined as the product of voltage and current, right? We have studied previously what is the current and voltage. So voltage is nothing but potential difference, or you can say that EMF. Both have the same unit, that is volt. So when you multiply the current into the voltage, you will get the power. Okay, the unit of the power is watt. Okay, so the next one is energy. Okay, so energy is also related to power. Okay, when power is multiplied by the time, you you get energy, right? So someone asks you what is energy. It's simple. Energy is defined as a product of power and time. So the unit is also derived in the same way. What is the unit of power? Watt. And what is the unit of the time? Hours. So what will the unit become? Watt hours. Okay. So this is a energy. Okay. Now this is a very important topic, electromagnet. Basically, from here we can say that our actual topic started. Electromagnet, right? Now you have listened. You know what is magnet, right? Magnet is nothing but which attracts iron, or you can say metallic object towards itself. Okay, or repel. So there are basically two types of magnet. One is a natural magnet, okay, and the second one is temporary. Yeah, you can say that one is a permanent magnet and second is a temporary magnet, right? What do you mean by permanent magnet? It is always remain the magnet, okay. If you use after 2 years or after 10 years, it is natural magnet, right? You cannot change its behavior. And the second one, which is temporary magnet, what happens in a temporary magnet? When the current is supplied to that magnet, it becomes a magnet. When the current is supplied to that conductor, yeah, or that object, it becomes a magnet. And when you remove the current, it will again become a normal metal, normal conductor, right? So that is a temporary magnet. So let us see what is a temporary magnet. In the diagram, you can see that there is a one conductor, okay, and on that conductor may be of iron, okay. Just consider that conductor is of iron. When the copper wire is wounded on that conductor, and when the supply is given between the two ends of that conductor, that is of the copper wire, right? Copper wire, we wound the copper wire on the conductor, and we given the supply between two ends of that copper wire. So what will happen? The current will start flowing. As soon as the current will start flowing, this will become a magnet. Okay. So how it becomes a magnet? Because of the flow of current. And what is the current? Current is nothing but flow of electrons. So because of the electrons, it becomes a magnet. Hence it is known as electromagnet. Okay. In the next diagram, you can see a simple practical setup for the electromagnet. Okay, there is a nail, and on that nail we have wounded the copper wire, and we have supplied the battery. So when the current starts flowing, that nail becomes a magnet. Okay, now when we will say that something is a magnet, right? Because it has some force, right? That is a force of attraction or repulsion, right? What is the difference between iron and a magnet? Iron cannot attract, but magnet can attract, right? So there is some power, there is some force. That force is nothing but a line of force, right? That is not a complete force. That force is in the form of the line of force. There are many lines of force, and that line of force is nothing but in a technical language, we say that line of force is a flux. Okay, so someone asks you what is a magnetic flux? The total number of a line of force present in the magnetic field is known as magnetic flux. I hope you know the meaning of the magnetic flux. What is a magnetic field? Right? So what is the magnetic field? The area around the magnet in which one metal or one iron piece can experience the force. Okay? Means beyond that boundary, it will not experience any force, right? So the boundary in which the magnet has a power to attract something or repel something, that boundary, the area within that boundary is nothing but magnetic field. Okay, so the unit of the magnetic flux is Weber, and it is denoted by phi. Okay, phi, how in the bracket I have written the phi, right? You can see this, it is a 0, and between 0 there is a 1 line. Okay, so the unit of the magnetic flux is Weber. Now let us go for the next one, that is flux density. Okay, so flux density. Okay, as we know, I hope you know what do you mean by population density, right? What do you mean by population density? Population upon area, right? Similarly, flux density, flux upon area, as simple as that, right? You can remember in this way, flux density is nothing but flux upon area. So when we'll frame this sentence as a definition, how can we write? Flux per unit area where the flux is a perpendicular to the plane, right? That is, the flux should be 90 degree with respect to that plane, right? That area. So the unit of the flux is nothing but a Tesla. Okay. So let us go to the next topic. MMF, that is a magnetomotive force. Okay, I've not written the full form of magnetomotive force, but you can note it down in your notes. Okay. Okay, it is defined as a force that causes the flow of flux. Okay, so similarly, it is same as that EMF. What is the EMF? Electromotive force, right? So what is electromotive force? The force that is responsible for the flow of electron. Similarly, what is MMF? It is defined as a force that causes the flow of flux, right? So you can say that as in the electric circuit there is a EMF, and in a magnetic circuit there is a MMF. In an electric circuit there is a current, in the magnetic circuit there is a flux, right? So this is one and the same. So I hope you know what is the Ohm's law. What is the Ohm's law? The formula which is derived from the Ohm's law is nothing but V is equal to I into R, right? So what is V? V means voltage, matlab means EMF. In the same way, here it is a MMF, right? So voltage, that is EMF, here it is MMF, is equal to I into N, right? So what is I? I is nothing but a current which is flowing through that wire. Okay, you can see the diagram. It is there is a current is flowing through the wire, right? And what is N? N is a total number of turns, that is how many times it's wounded on that conductor. So when you multiply the current to the number of winding, you will get the total MMF. Okay. So here I have also written that N is number of turns and I is current flowing through the turns. Okay. Next, let us go for permeability and reluctance. So to understand this, you can simply compare these definitions with the definitions from the electric circuit. Okay. Permeability. It is defined as a capability of a material to allow the flow of magnetic flux more easily. Right? Now, suppose there are two material A and material B, right? If in material A, flux can flow more easily, means more flux can flow through the material A. And in material B, the flux cannot flow, right? Flux will flow less as compared to the material A. So we can say that material A has a high permeability, right? Because what is permeability? Capability of a material to allow the flow of flux, right? So it is same like conductor and non-conductor, right? So conductor has more conductivity, right? Metal has a more conductivity. That is why current can flow more easily. So that there it is a permeability, here it is a permeability, there it is a conductivity. So you can relate from magnetic circuit to electric circuit. Next one is reluctance, right? So as you have here, what do you mean by resistance? Right? What is the resistance? It is a property to oppose the flow of current. There current in electric circuit. So what will be in the magnetic circuit? Flux, right? There is a resistance, here is a reluctance. So it is defined as a property to oppose the creation of the flux. Okay? So it is denoted by S. So why it is denoted by S? Why not by R? Because R is the notation for the resistance, right? So it will people get confused between resistance and reluctance. Hence, to denote the reluctance, we use S. Okay. Now, what is the formula for S? S is nothing but MMF upon phi, right? So the Ohm's law says that V is equal to IR, right? I hope you know Ohm's law. The formula which is derived from the Ohm's law is nothing but V is equal to IR. Therefore, R is equal to V upon I. There is a R, here is S, right? Reluctance, S. V means voltage, here it is MMF, and V upon I. I is current, here it is a flux, right? So again I am repeating, there is a current in an electric circuit, in a magnetic circuit we use flux. There we use EMF, here we use MMF. There we use resistance, here we are using reluctance. So this is how you can say that similarity between the magnetic flux and magnetic circuit and electric circuit. Okay. The unit is AT per Weber. Okay, it is derived from that formula only, MMF. MMF is nothing but I into N. I is ampere, N is turns. So AT, right? Divided by flux. So what is the unit of flux? Weber. So the unit of reluctance is nothing but AT per Weber. Okay. So just go through all these definitions and we will start the next topic in the next lecture. Okay. Thank you.